Mr. Porcelanac. I am your lovely teacher's husband. And do you guys think that she's a tough teacher or an easy teacher?
Easy
Middle.
teacher.
Tough.
Where's the hands?
Tough.
I'm only answering. Okay. Go ahead. Again. I want
In the middle.
In the middle? Okay, if you think she's tough on you guys, she's tough on me, right?
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's hard. It's a tough life I live. But I also know she's fair, you know? So we got that going for us. So today I'm here to talk to you about what I do all day, which is I'm a software developer. And I think that that's basically like being a modern day wizard. Because you can just make things out of nothing.
Make me a game.
So that's pretty cool because when I go to work every day, I get to create stuff out of nothing. It doesn't exist before I go in there, and by the time I leave, it exists. So it's really crazy.
What do you work on?
So software developers are everywhere. They're building all sorts of crazy stuff. Google, when you type something into Google, there's thousands of software developers behind the scenes helping like build that algorithm so it'll find just the right website that you were looking for. Minecraft. Everybody's excited about that, right?
Yes. Make a new update.
Just raise your hand if you know who Notch is.
Notch?
You know who Notch is?
Yeah.
Wow, like half of you. Okay, so Notch, as you probably, for the people who didn't raise your hands, he created Minecraft. And while lots of people work on it now, he was the guy who had the idea and he just started programming it one day.
His head's cut.
And he ended up selling Minecraft for $2 billion. So he can buy whatever houses he wants, he can buy whatever cars he wants, because he was a software developer that made a game that was really popular. So that's one reason why I really love software development is that I can make something today, put it on the internet tomorrow, and thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people could see it. I think that's really cool.
Can you guys make a new update?
So he asked, can we make a new update? And I'm not involved with Minecraft personally. I don't make games. I'm just saying software developers can make games. And one such software developer made Minecraft.
Is he still alive?
So what do? I work at a company called Nebula Technology, and it's downtown, and we make software for other companies. That's pretty much what you got going on there. So any website you visit, behind the scenes, there's code that was written to build it. So it's not just the things you see, it eventually has to be turned into something the computer can understand. So you might go to a website like this, which is a website I happen to have made, and you'll see a button that says home, right? Well, me, the software developer, had to write this code to make that button. So it's basically all this stuff adds up to what you see.
I know that.
And basically I'm just saying, hey, this is going to be a button. It's going to go here when you click it. The color of the text is going to be that. The background color is going to be that. And it's going to say home. Simple, right? Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
So here's what I enjoy about being a software developer. I like that I get to build awesome stuff. I like that I get to wear whatever the heck I want. Because I work from home 2 days a week. I can roll out of bed in the morning. You know how you guys got to get ready, get in the car, mom's yelling at you, you know, hurry up, get on the bus, all that fun stuff, and you get here and you're like tired and you're like, why do I have to be here?
Yeah, I don't work.
Well, I don't have to do any of that. 2 days a week, I get to roll out of bed, pet my dog Carl. You guys know Carl.
Yep.
Hug. And I get to make myself a mug of coffee, go upstairs, say bye to her. Actually, I take her to work, but I could say bye. She could just drive herself. But I say bye, and then I just start typing. That is so awesome. That is one of the really great benefits of being a software developer that not a lot of other people can do. Not a lot of other professions have that perk. And not only can you work whenever you want and wherever you want, you don't have to work from your house. You could go live in another country and work and still talk to people here in the United States and build stuff for them here. So lots of cool things you can do as a software developer that you can't do with every profession. So could you guys write code, build software, make games, do all sorts of stuff?
Yes.
Absolutely. There's no like license you have to get. There's no barrier to entry. You just have to have a computer and the internet. That's pretty much it. You can Google everything you need to know.
Yes.
Even look on YouTube. People on YouTube have all these tutorials about how to get started in programming and how to get started with software development, how to get started with coding. All these things pretty much mean the same thing. So yeah, you just Google how do I make a game, and then you start to like do it. And it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna fail a few times. It's probably gonna take you weeks, if not months, to even get that first thing you built out there looking anywhere near as decent. You're gonna show your mom, she's gonna be like, I don't understand. I don't get it. This doesn't look exciting at all, but you know you built that. And that's what's really cool about it. What do you need to learn to be able to do it? Well, in the professional world, I think one of the biggest things that you need to be able to learn, let's take a crack. What do you think I'm gonna say? What's the biggest thing I think you need to learn to be successful in the professional world? And it doesn't just apply to software development. It could be any profession. Huh? Sometimes you mess up. That's a great. That is an awesome thought. It's not the one I had in my mind, but that's totally true. Sometimes you mess up, and that's okay. As long as you're honest about it, and as long as you try harder and you learn something from it, then that's totally okay to mess up. That's a great answer. Not the one I had in my mind. I'll take two more. What do you think?
Technology?
Sure, you need to know technology, but not the one that I had in my mind. And I think that every profession, you can be successful in it if you learn this one thing. Huh? Do you want me to just tell you? Okay. I think the single most important thing in any profession across the board, including software development, is just being nice.
What?
Can you believe that?
That's reference.
I honestly think that you can be successful by just being nice.
What?
Because that means people will want to work with you.
What?
And conversely, if you're not nice, nobody wants to work with you no matter how good you are at what you do. I know plenty of people who are really good at writing code, but aren't really that successful because they're just not very nice. It's true. That I'm dead serious. That is so true. But behind that, which is if you learned anything from me today, I would love for it to be that lesson. But beyond that, I think that reading and writing is important because along with being nice, you have to be able to communicate effectively. If someone doesn't understand what you're saying or you don't understand what they're saying, it's really hard to get things done. And math is important, but believe it or not, I don't use math as much as I use writing and reading. And behind those things, behind being nice, behind being able to read and write and do math, I think that staying curious, trying to find answers to things you don't understand, asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions if you don't know something. Like you said, it's okay to fail, but if you do fail, find out why. And if you don't know why, ask someone. There's plenty of people out there who'd be willing to help you. Just ask. And then never stop learning. I listen to audiobooks on the way to work. I read. I try to read at least, a few books, every couple months. And my books are thick. They're not little thin books. I like to read too. So that's what I do by day, but by night, I'm a vigilante.
What?
No, you can look that up in your dictionaries later. But by night, I'm interested. That's my day job. I write software, and at night, I'm really about doing stuff with hardware. So I brought a little friend with me today. This is called an Arduino. Just raise your hand if you know what that is.
No,
None of you know what an Arduino is? You do?
Gabriel.
Oh, it's totally okay if you don't know. But let me tell you what it is. It's just a little piece of hardware. All it is a little computer. And the computer can send electrical signals out pins. Okay, they're called pins, but imagine it like a little electrical socket, right? But you can program the computer to turn the electrical socket on or off. So what I can do is I can program this to do really cool stuff. And it's just a little computer, and they're really cheap too. So if you want one for Christmas, you could it's called an Arduino. Arduino. You can probably spell it wrong on Google and it's still fine. But if you want one for Christmas, they're like $12. You can get one on Amazon. So yeah, so I'm really interested in stuff like this because I think that eventually there's going to be hardware everywhere. There's going to be computers in everything. Computers in your pencils, computers in your desks, everywhere, and they're all gonna start to talk to each other, and it's gonna make your life easier. It's coming. I think it's happening.
Yes.
Like in cars, like a car will be driving down the road, and it'll be able to talk to another car, and the other car will start to drift in its lane and be like, "Hey, I'm in this lane, bro." And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, my bad." So yeah, that's what I think will be happening with hardware, and that's what I'm interested in. And I run a meetup in Orlando that's based on this. And lots of people come and are interested in it too, so it's pretty cool. Do you guys want to build something?
Yes.
What do you guys want? Let's make this light turn on.
Okay.
What do you think? All right. So what I have to do is I have to write some code and put it onto this device, and it'll tell this device what to do. So let me show you how that works.
Don't you have to press that 12?
So I have to plug it in first because it's a USB. All right. So I got this light on. This basically tells me it's got power, and then this light. Let's see if we can't do this.
Nobody's getting up. Everyone's sitting right
Yeah.
now.
And
Gabriel, have a seat.
after we're done, I can let you look at it close up.
Sit by Gabriel.
Are you making a video game? F12?
And then after we mess around with this, I can answer a lot of your questions. Okay. So this is the actually let me read you this.
First of all, where did you get that?
He just told you. Can you buy an Arduino?
Amazon.
You'd be listening.
Boy, I did.
All right. So basically, we have this program right here, right? So what does it look like it's doing? Not much, right?
No.
So these are what's called comments, and what this says is like, this is for us humans, it's not for the computers. The 2 slashes mean, hey, human, this is what you need to do. So it's telling me, put your setup code here to run once, and then it's saying, put your main code here to run repeatedly. So, okay, that sounds all right. So what am I gonna do? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, remember how I said there's pins, right? I'm gonna say pin mode, and there's a certain pin that this light is connected to. It's called 13, and I'm gonna say output. So I'm gonna say I want the 13th pin to power something, and then I'm gonna say this is a loop. So this runs continuously, it just goes as fast as it possibly can. And so I'm gonna say, and you don't have to just know this stuff from heart. You can Google like what it can do. So I'm going to say digital write, which means like send some power, so pin 13, and I'm going to say put a bunch of power in there, right? And I'm going to take this code that I wrote in this notepad just so it's big, and I'm going to put it right here. This is the program that you can use to upload to this little device. We're going to build it, so it's going to make sure everything works. And it's going to tell me if it did work, and it says done compiling, which is a good thing. If it didn't work, it would say something like this. So I just took out a little piece of code just to show you what now it's orange, so you know it doesn't work, or red, or whatever. So I'm going to make sure it works, putting back in that code that I just took out. And then I'm going to put it up here, and I think if we did this right, this light's going to turn on. You guys want to try it?
Yeah.
Wait, it's uploading. Okay, alright. Well, we could do that with a light switch, right? That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, right?
Awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, and you know what? That took like 2 lines of code. You guys could write that. That's not that hard. And this is free. The program itself, right, is free. But you know what? Let's make it blink. Think we can make it blink in like the next couple minutes?
Okay.
Sure. Alright, so we know this is looping as quick as possible right through here, right? So what we need to do is, we need to make it wait a second, and then turn it off, and then wait a second, and turn it back on. So how do we make it? I happen to know that to make it wait a second, you need to write delay, and this is milliseconds, so that's like 1 second. Milliseconds is just 1,000 milliseconds make a second. So, and then I want to do this, and say low, because I want to turn the light off, and then I want to wait a little bit longer, and then, oh, did I mess up? Yes, I did, because I don't have this T in here. And then I want to wait, and then it's going to loop back around, and it's going to keep going through this. So it's going to turn it on, it's going to wait a second, it's going to turn it off, and then wait a second. If all goes according to plan, and trust me in programming, not everything goes according to plan the first time. So let's see. Do you think it's going to work? No. Alright, who says no? What? We got one hater. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's gonna work.
Because you said it might not work the first time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, it's uploaded. Now it should turn on. Oh, and then turn off, and then turn on, and then turn off, and then turn on, and then turn off. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right, what if we added some noise?
What's noise? Yeah.
You want to see if we can make some noise? All right, I got this little thing. It's just a little speaker. It goes bzzz. But you got to tell it to go bzzz. You can't just bzzz. And it doesn't do it, obviously. But once I hook it up to this, we're going to see if we can't make it go bzzz. What do you guys think?
Yep. Is it going to be loud?
I think so. I hope so. What a waste if it's not loud.
Oh.
All right, so I plugged it in. I think I plugged it in right. You know, I'm not that
No, he hasn't
great.
written the code yet. He just can't do it. You gotta write the code.
All right, so let's write this code real quick. Okay, so I happen to know I plugged it into the 11th pin, and I know it's an analog thing. It's not a digital thing. So I have to write analog right to the 11th pin, and I'm going to say make it quiet, the 0, basically saying make it quiet. And after you do this for a little bit, you start to understand how you have to tell the computer stuff. It's not like English. You got to tell it in a way that the computer understands. So I'm going to write,
Sit down at the bottom
basically,
and see.
what we're going to do here is we're going to say turn the light on and try to silence that loud noise. Wait a second, turn the light off, and then make the noise go, and then wait a second. All right, you think we can do it? All right, let's try. I honestly am a little not sure if this is going to work. So,
It's not going to be loud.
all right, get ready for loud noises. All right, ready? See if I have this hooked up right. I have it in 11. I have it grounded. All right. I'm nervous. It might not work. Okay, we got. What? We got a light.
Oh, okay.
We got a noise. We got a light and a noise. All right, I'm pretty proud of myself. I got it. All right, you guys want to know something really crazy?
Yeah. You can turn it up.
I don't need this computer.
What?
You need your phone?
You can put it anywhere.
I can just put it in any USB port, anywhere that's got power,
Stay where you are, guys. You don't need to see it.
and it does the program I put on it.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
No way.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So that's just a little taste of how to make hardware
And
digital
turn off
stuff.
the other computer.
And what if you wanted like an Arduino for Christmas? All you gotta do is ask your parents. They're super cheap and they're super fun. So yeah, you guys wanna ask some questions?
How much?
It's only gonna go on people that are sitting silently.
First of all, can we get some clapping for that awesome programming? It's been 5 minutes of work and 5 years of learning. Anyway, all right, what's up?
Can you make a new game for us?
I mean, right this second?
Yeah.
It's kind of a little short.
Minecraft.
What?
No.
I'm doing Minecraft.
Just whip up a new Minecraft right now.
Yeah.
Just like an alpha version.
Well, I gotta say though that
Janaya.
things take a while. You know, you can't just like do everything today. So maybe in like 5 or 10 years when I get better at what I do, I could make Minecraft in just a few seconds. But right now, that would take me like months and months of work to try to remake that. I think.
What's F12?
What's F12?
F12 makes coding.
Okay, so F12 is a function key, right?
No, I taught them.
I'll just wait for everybody else. So he asked what F12 is. Do you guys, who knows what F12 is and what it does? What does it do? No! You can't. No. F12 does not do anything with hacking. Well, it could. It could, because a function key, F12, is function 12. You can map that to do anything, right? So you could write some code to hack something, and then program it to make it say, when you hit F12, it does it, okay? But when you're in a browser, right? When you're like looking at Google and you hit F12 and it brings up a little thing, and you see the code, that's only for you. So if you change the code, you're not changing it for anybody else. You're just changing it for yourself. But you can do cool stuff with that. Do you guys want to see me do something cool with F12?
Yeah.
Do we have time?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's look.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Heck.
All right.
It's 2:30.
So what do we want to do? We want to turn this image into something else?
Yeah.
We just want to write some text instead of having an image?
No.
Like, hi Mrs. Porcelana's class. Do you want to change it? All right. Well, so I'm going to do this. I'm not going to hit F12. I'm going to hit inspect, which I just right-clicked, and now there's the code, right? And I'm going to just go ahead and edit this. And instead of having this image, I'm going to write,
Hi, Miss Personality. I'll put my name in class.
let's see it. What? There it says. Is that hard to read?
Yeah.
All right, let's make it super big.
If you don't stop interrupting, you're gonna.
So I'm writing some code now.
So what do you have to press for that?
I'm writing. You can press F12, but I just right click and hit inspect. But I just wrote some code that basically says make this big, and now it's bigger. And now we can. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Feels good to be appreciated. So yeah, you can hit F12 and you'll get this little fancy menu, and you can start messing around with the page and what it looks like and what it says. And then you can hide this.
Are we allowed to do that at school?
And then you can hide that, and then when your parents come and look on the computer, like, where'd Google go? You'd be like, Mom, it's right here. I just changed this. Anyway. Anybody have any other questions?
No. I'm so happy.
Oh, we're on voice level 0, so we can hear.
I can't hear. I'm sorry. Can you repeat yourself? What specific stuff do I make? Well, I have made lots of crazy stuff. I made a game that is in the Smithsonian Museum. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a museum in Washington, D.C. It's pretty cool. I've made websites. I've made applications for learning. I'm making an application right now for call center people so they can answer the phone and type in a bunch of cool stuff. And to me, what's really cool is I'm building stuff that's going to help other people. And it's not just games. Software developers can make all sorts of things. Like I said, like Google. How many times do you use Google a day? Like, it's super important to us to be able to find things on the internet. And somebody made the code to help make that happen. I think that's really cool. And I do stuff like that. I build lots of cool things that lots of people use. Wait, can we get a question over here?
You hack?
Can I hack? What is your definition of hacking? Can I hack? Can I hack the mainframe? Can I break in? Steal the codes?
Break it.
Yes, I made
There's a
Cheetos.
there's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of room for interpretation. There's a lot of hacking might mean something different to you than it means to me. So
Hacking is bad. You can get arrested.
there are people who do bad things hacking, right? They try to steal people's passwords. They try to steal money. Then there's other people who are called white hat hackers, okay? And they're the good guys. And companies will hire them to come and try to hack into their databases or their servers, and they'll find flaws. They'll find areas where they could be better. And they tell the companies, and the companies fix them. So hacking isn't necessarily bad. There are people who use hacking in a bad way, and then there's people who use it in a good way. So, can I hack? I could hack. I have the knowledge to hack, but I don't for bad reasons, because that's not very kind. It's like stealing. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Even if you can. Go ahead.
Still want
Can you put a picture in here? Absolutely. You definitely could. I'm going to let you figure that out. Google how to replace a photo on the internet with another picture. Something like that. You'll find it. It'll be good. I bet in a week you could learn how to replace that with a picture. Maybe even a couple days. If you come in and show Miss Porcelana, I'll give you a full-size candy bar.
What?
Yep. That goes for anybody. If anybody can come in and show Miss Porcelana how you place an image, the first person to do it, I'll give them a full-size candy bar, their favorite one.
What about the second person?
The second person
I don't know how to
should have tried harder.
Yep, should've worked harder.
All right, what's your question?
That's
My
it.
question was, can you make, like, on the internet or on Google, can you make games or videos?
Can I make games or videos on the internet?
Like make them appear? Yes. Into a website.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can build a website that shows videos. I can build a website that has a game in it.
Or can you put like a short video of how to use Google up there, like where it says hi, Miss Porcelana.
Yeah, you could put all sorts of crazy stuff. You know what? I heard a great answer from somebody. Somebody said, you know what? If someone came to me and they said, I want to be able to teleport someone from here to Saturn, can you do that?
Yes.
The answer would be, how much time do I have? And how many resources do I have? Because I think that there's a lot of things you can do that are hardly even imaginable right now that you can do with enough time. If we have 100 years, we could figure out how to take all the particles in your body, and then we'd go and we'd break them down into their elements, like carbon and all those things, and then we figure out where they are, and then we could put something in Saturn that takes all those elements and then rebuilds you. If we had 100 years and an infinite amount of resources, I bet we could figure it out. So if the answer is, can you? The answer is, sure. How much time do I have? Does that answer your question? All right. Well, I think that's pretty much my presentation.
Alright, what do we say?
Thank